We're in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's been a couple of weeks since we've camped in the Airstream. And our bathroom has no toilet. Let me explain. One thing that Airstream will not do is install a composting toilet. Another trip to Home Depot. This will probably be the 7th trip to Home Depot for this project. When Michelle was looking for a place to stay, I said, just make sure you find us a place that's within a couple miles of a Home Depot, because I'm going to be having to go there a lot. Here's what I got before, so I just want to go up to 1.5 inch. You're not 1.5 inch. Somebody put you in the wrong place. 1.5 inch. That should be plenty. Good morning. So today is the day I'm going to be drilling a hole in the Airstream. Michelle called 10 different Airstream dealers and asked them, can you install our composting toilet? We already have it. We just need some help installing it. They kind of had like crickets, or they're confused, or just, no, we don't do that. And they didn't even really ask any questions about it. They just kind of said no. So this is something we're going to do ourselves. There's nothing really that hard about it. It's a bunch of little jobs that basically fall into handiwork. You got to remove the old toilet. You have to physically secure the new toilet. There's some ducting for the exhaust fan. There's some lightweight electrical to bring power to that exhaust fan. I need to get more comfortable doing this kind of stuff, so I'm doing it anyway. And I'm just going to figure out how to drill a hole in the wheel well. The approach I'm taking to install this composting toilet is pretty much based on one YouTube video that I watched. It's from Airstream in Life, and they installed their composting toilet in a similar location, so. Inside there I can see the Truma water heater, and it has a nice rectangular edge. That's something I can match up with the outside, so I know exactly where that edge of that water heater is. So what I'm going to do is measure from there to the wheel well, to the place where I think I want to drill, and then I'll go outside and check and see how it looks out there too. It's about 2 feet to get to what looks like the middle of this wheel well, so I'm going to go check that outside now. This is 2 feet from the wall of the Truma water heater case. So it's what I thought. It's right about in the middle of the wheel well. There's more space to operate over here, so I might do a little more to this side. The problem is that I have this condition. It's called airstrepuncturophobia. It's the fear of putting a hole in a perfectly good Airstream. This is the crazy monster that is going to help me do this job. This is a 1 3/4 inch hole saw. Okay, I get one shot at this. I have 4 cameras set up to capture me making a fool of myself if this goes horribly wrong. Okay, we've got a hole there. Goes all the way through. I can see the tire, and it's pretty good clearance on everything else, so I'm going to go check it from the outside and see how that looks. I just need to get 2 evenly spaced holes for the bolts that are going to secure this onto the wheel well. So we're going to do 5/8 from either side. Lyndon, do you want to see something that will blow your mind?
What?
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Here, come and look.
I want to see it.
What is it?
The party's gone.
Yeah, what happened to it?
The drawers too. This
Where are we
toilet
gonna-
paper is gone.
We've had a lot of talks about composting toilets over the past few months because Michael has known for a while that he would prefer a composting toilet. Me, different story. It's taken me a long time to warm up to it. Michael wants the composting toilet because he wants to make this Airstream a boondocking machine. He sees that boondocking is what this thing is made for, so why not double down and just make it be the best that it can be at what it's meant for, and that's boondocking. So why hold on to this plumbing system that's meant for more like when you're at an RV park. If you're at an RV park, why not be in a big fifth wheel? That's kind of his thinking. One reason why it took me a little longer to come around is that I hold on to certain comforts because I like to be comfortable. It's more comfortable to flush your toilet. It's more comfortable to have your waste go away and not have to think about it. And having 3 little kids and having everything be already pretty challenging as it is, my thinking was, why add an extra challenge? All of our favorite camping sites, every single one of them has had no sewer hookup. I can name them. There's Alabama, Montesano, there's Indiana Dunes State Park, even the fairgrounds in Yuma. That was one of our favorite places to camp. Every single one of the campgrounds that we loved being at, they didn't have a sewer hookup anyway. Really, we were living with a ticking time bomb. I mean, it wasn't going to explode, but it was, the black tank was on its way towards filling up. So we can stay at these same campgrounds that don't have sewer hookups anyway, but we won't have a time limit on ourselves. We can stay for a week or 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. What I feel good about in finally saying yes is I feel like I'm enabling Michael to live his dream of making this a boondocking machine. I don't want to be the one to hold him back. Yeah, it's a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but so is living in an RV full time. I mean, why would I say no to something as small as this when I've said yes to something so much bigger? Maple is potty training right now, so she's going to learn to go to the bathroom on a composting toilet, which is going to be interesting, and I'll have to update you guys on how that goes. So Lyndon really likes the composting toilet. She kept running over to Jessica's RV at Schoolypalooza because she wanted to go to the bathroom in their toilet. She likes the idea of the separation of the different types of going to the bathroom. So it's gamified it for her in a sense, and she thinks it's fun. So hopefully Maple will find a game out of it too. Everyone I've talked to who has a composting toilet promises me that it's not a gross experience, because that was my fear to begin with, and now I'm more open-minded than that. And I always talk to the moms like, come on, give it to me straight, is this disgusting? And they say no. They promise, first of all, it doesn't smell. The urine part does, but the other part doesn't. And the process of going to the bathroom isn't anything terrible. So going back to one of our other kind of agreements that we've made about full-time RV living is we're taking everything in increments of 90 days. So what Michael told me is if I didn't like the composting toilet, after 90 days, then we could just go back to having a regular toilet and we could get a brand new toilet put in and move on. So once he told me that, I was able to make the leap a little easier too. But I really doubt that's going to happen.
Okay, well, the time has finally come to finish installing this composting toilet. So the first idea was to take power from behind the fridge and then thread it through behind the shower and pop it out here. I just kept wondering if there was something closer. It's hard to look in here, but I took a closer look at the area under the sink and by the water heater here. Whenever this water heater was installed, they pulled out 4 conductors, and 2 of them are very clearly going into the back of the Truma water heater, and 2 of them are capped off. So I'm going to look at those 2 that are not used and see if perhaps that's just another common and another 12-volt source. And if that's true, then I have my power right there without having to run any wire at all. All I need to do is connect the wire that comes with the toilet, put a fuse on it, and hook it up right there behind the sink. That would be awesome. We live in a 31-foot Airstream, so every bit of space counts. We've kind of gotten used to living in a small space. The thing that I'm learning now is that not only is the living space small, but the maintenance space is very small as well. It helps to take these drawers out so that we get a little more light and I can reach in there with my hands. I usually have to choose between getting my head in there to take a look or getting my hand in there to do something, but not both at the same time. This is what I found. At the bottom of the frame, there's this snake that's full of a whole bunch of conductors, and 4 of them end up getting pulled out of that snake a little bit further down, and they joined this gray cord. This is the power cord to the Truma water heater, so I know that that's how the installation was done from 2 of these conductors. These other 2 conductors are capped off, so I'm hoping that these are available for my use here, because this is exactly where I need the wires anyway, because I've got the exhaust hose right here. So let's test these and see what we got. I'm hoping that there's a constant 12-volt source here. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so we don't have 12 volts here. It's possible these are just not hooked up, or they're controlled by some switch that I don't know about. So I will keep looking. Turns out there's a switch in the wall. Look at that. The switch on the wall makes this a hot pair. And previously I didn't know what that switch did. I think that's a good thing because I wasn't using that switch before. I just want to make sure it isn't actually affecting anything important. Okay, let's see how well we measured this. The original plan was that I was going to have this bolted down to this rectangular board, and that whole rectangular board would basically just be painted brown and fit right inside the bathroom. But once I looked at it, it seemed like it would be better to bolt down this wooden board. That way the whole toilet will just be super secure. There's no sense in having any extra board around the edges of the toilet because there's this nice looking floor that's already here, so might as well let that show through. So what I'm doing now is I'm just tracing around the edge of this toilet, and then I'm going to jigsaw it again, and when we're done we'll basically have a smaller platform that's the same footprint as this toilet. Do you want to see what I did?
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't working.
Whoa! What is this? It looks like a throne.
It's all done. That opens, push it down.
Oh, trying to be open-minded to this, but it's a little weird.
Spray bottle is for operational usage. That's if
This came with it?
Yeah, so you use
That's
that.
funny.
You put some vinegar water mixture, I think, and then after you pee, then you can spray that down.
Interesting.
Kind of keep that.
We are hardcore. So what about the fan?
The fan is there.
Oh, the fan is working?
Yeah.
You did the fan too?
It's all done.
So we can like move along to Tucson and go poop in this if we feel like
you can
it?
poop in it right now.
No, thanks.
I didn't add the coconut.
That's amazing. Oh, you got to put that coconut core in there.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's easy. You just put something in there. So
Yeah.
this is set up. Okay.
And I have that too.
I gotta
have
tell
that.
you, I didn't know if it was actually gonna happen. I'm just really impressed. I can't believe you pulled it off. You installed a composting toilet and the fan and everything.
So one more tip I got from a stream in life
Yeah.
is that this toilet is a little higher. Something like
yeah.
the squatty potty can help,
does it
especially for the
fit?
kids and for you.
Yeah, this is great for the kids though. They can climb up.
Yeah, so it also helps
Yeah.
the angle of your it's supposed to be good
Good for you.
ergonomics for
You're gonna love pooping in this throne every day.
Do you want to help me with the project?
Sure.
We're going to mix the coconut coir to use in the composting toilet. What are we going to do?
We're gonna put water in the bricks.
And then what's going to happen?
It's gonna make something into a pipe cleaner.
A pipe cleaner. Oh. Is the brick going to get bigger or smaller if we put water on it?
Bigger.
How big? Then what will we do with it?
We will put it into the RV and it will and the water will get so big.
Okay. And then we'll poop on it? We'll put it in the composting toilet and poop on it.
No.
That's goofy. But really, we will.
They took 2 bricks of coconut core and poured some water on it and then mushed it all up, and it made a big quantity. It was only 2 small bricks, and it almost filled up our whole baby bathtub with coconut core.
It's melting. A little more sweat. It melts a little more.
We have to break it all apart, like you're doing, but all of it.
Do you want me to smash it for you?
Yeah, I would love that.
Okay.
This is a good job for Lyndon.
This is a great project for Lyndon. All this just from 2 bricks. Is that impressive?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's so impressive.
Where are we going to put this stuff?
We're gonna put it in the RV.
Yeah, and then poop in it.
Uh-huh.
How goofy is that?
That's what animals do. Animals poop in the dirt. They do.
Then it will get like really gross.
You know what? It will compost.
No,
We're going to learn about
compost.
compost. So the poop won't be gross. It will just turn into dirt. So according to Nature's Head, you fill the composting toilet with 2 1-gallon bags of this stuff after it's already been hydrated. Okay, and then when it comes time to empty this, okay, so the 13-gallon bag fits over there just perfectly. And then you just invert this and dump it into the bag. Some people say to use 2 bags, double bag it. Seems prudent. So we might try that at first and see how it goes. Mama has to show you how to take the top off, so you just do those 2.
Oh, we're gonna take the whole top off the toilet.
A little bit.
Wow, that is so cool.
Okay, we're gonna fill the bottom of the Nature's Head toilet up with this coconut coir, and it has to go right above the agitator when it's horizontal. So Lyndon,
Okay.
wanna do it? Good. Good. Lyndon can do both because she's so good at it. Good job.
I'm gonna do the hour.
Whoops. Let's not be messy. Here, get all of it out.
Wow, Lyndon did a good job.
Oh.
How'd you learn how to do that, Lyndon?
Do you know how to open this?
Watch me. Watch me, Mom. Watch
But
me, Mom.
that's a
Papa.
6-year-old thing when to open those.
No, it's not. Watch.
You're only 4. How could you open those?
Stop. I can do it.
Stop.
But I thought you get that power to open Ziploc bags when
Oh,
you're 6.
you did it. Wow. You did it.
Okay, do you want to spin it?
Sure.
Oh
The-
no, you
the
spin it with
handle's
this
over there.
handle over here.
Oh.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Now what I
This is what helps
Is it
in
working?
compost. Yeah, does it work when you spin it? Hi, Olive.
So we want it to be the height of,
This is the agitator, I assume.
yeah.
So you want it to be the height of this. Here, Lyndon, let it hold still like this. This is horizontal.
Sideways, yeah.
So we need a little more.
I don't know if we want the whole thing. Just pour half of it. Can you do half?
sure.
How
It's
is
like
it?
a half inch below.
So it should be at or above. it
Yeah,
said.
so
Okay.
let's do some more. Let's do at least half of this.
Okay.
I'm doing it. Look, well, let's test it.
So we're going to use 3 bags.
3 bags of coconut coir does the trick.
Okay.
Is that 3 cubes or no?
It's 1.5 bricks.
It's funny, those bricks are so small. You got it, girl. Now it's right above. Whoops.
So we need to teach Lyndon now that
Now
this
it's
is
right
the only
above.
time we're going to stick our hands,
Oh yeah, for sure.
because the toilet's still clean. Nobody ever pooped in it yet. This is the only time we get to do this, okay, Lyndon?
Okay.
Next time we touch it, Papa will do it and I'll use gloves.
Ew. Ew.
Ew.
Ew.
Okay, so it looks like we put a little bit too much in, because when we move this portion aside, the agitator spins better. So we need to remove just like, I don't know, 4 cups or something. Oh, here we go. No, this is gonna spin. Yeah. It takes a little muscle, like we're gonna have to do it. Lyndon's not gonna be able to do it herself, but that's okay.
Okay,
It's
so
not like
what's
she
the
can-
lesson learned about filling? That we just fill it just...
Yeah, like just to the agitator or a little below even. We put it a little bit above.
Like an
once
inch
I
above.
packed it down, and then it was too dense. So fill it a little bit below the agitator,
Or
just
at
a
least
tiny bit.
right at it.
Right at the agitator before you pat anything down. If you pat it down to measure it, it makes it too dense. I'm putting the top back on the Nature's Head composting toilet. Kind of like slid on sideways and then snapped, and then
Okay, Papa.
now I go like this. See, all the dirt's down there now.
Yeah.
Now we have to poop in it.
Yeah.
Who's going to poop first?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
Right now, I don't think so.
Maybe not outside.